let's give ourselves a month with saying that would be awesome if we did it in a month, but if not, it's literally no big deal. Yeah. We could take a year, and I don't give a because I want it to be good. I want to do it, and I don't care how long it takes as long as we do it. Down. Look. 10. Yeah, you gotta subscribe, man.
What's the channel?
Anthony Munda. Anthony Monda. What is up, you guys? It is October 12th, 2018. This is episode 1 of the process of building an online fitness brand. I'm so excited about this series because for number one, I love the process, right? I'm addicted to it. I preach it, and I kind of wish I would have documented my weight loss journey, right? I always tell people that, take pictures. I wish I would have filmed the whole process of mine. So I figured, I haven't seen anything online, anything on YouTube like this where someone who wants to build an online fitness brand, starts from scratch, starts from the bottom, and kind of takes you through their journey. A lot of the videos I see are, 10, 12-minute videos of basically just the people's story and everything like that. So what I want to do, and I basically got this idea from Gary Vee, which I'm sure you guys know Gary Vee is. Got his book right here. It's been a game changer for me, man, a legit life changer. I was sitting in a hospital one day. My little brother was having ACL surgery, and he was reading about, or he was talking about, how powerful social media can be, and how you should be on every platform, and pushing different content, and how you should be documented instead of creating. And that's the kind of the pinch I found myself in. Is I feel like I'm creating content constantly, trying to come up with ideas instead of just documenting my journey. And I figured this would be an awesome way to, maybe one day someone will look back and find value from this, or even I know I'll be able to look back and be thankful. I want to show you guys all the struggles, and it starts with transparency right here, man. Like glasses, just woke up in the morning. Haven't taken a shower, haven't done my hair, face oily, man, I don't even care. I just want to be 100% transparent with you guys throughout this whole thing, and I know you guys will appreciate that. That's what I would want to see. There's going to be no cool edits, cool angles. It's going to be real, 100%. You're going to see me on my good days, my bad days, when I'm feeling good, when I got good energy, and hopefully I'll get on camera when I'm not feeling so good, because I want to be 100% transparent. And I want to let you guys know that, if you're working towards something that you think you want, you're going to have to sacrifice for it. Gary Vee says, this entrepreneurship thing is very lonely. So we're going to see, I'm going to have to sacrifice. It's crazy. I did actually make a sacrifice last night. The new Call of Duty came out, right? And I've gotten every single Call of Duty since I was 12 or 13 years old, and I went to every midnight release for it and everything. Last night, I was going to get it, but I was like, I'm not going to do it, because I stopped watching Netflix already. I'm switching podcasts out for music sometimes, trying to take TV out. So I'm just I want to create positive momentum and put all my energy towards building this brand, because at the end of the day, it's going to fall on me, right? And I want to have such a big legacy that people admire me, people look up to me. I'm not doing this for the money. I promise you, man. If that comes with it, cool. But I want ears and eyes on my pages, taking my advice, taking my fitness and life advice, and seeing my struggles and learning from them. It's 7:30 now. I got ready. I'm going to work and everything. Here's the thing with this. I'm a physical therapist assistant at a nursing home, right? Love my work. I appreciate all the people that I've met there. All the people I met through school, everyone at the nursing home. I literally love my patients and stuff like that. They're literally the OGs of life, right? So I've learned so much for them. So I'm not trying to do this because I hate my job. I really don't. I can honestly say that. It's helped me so much. It's feeding my want to help people, right? Because that's basically what you do. You try to get them back to appropriate physical strength for them to be able to be safe and stuff like that, right? But it's just not my passion. Okay, so I'm choosing to chase this online fitness brand because that's my passion. There's nothing wrong with this. I don't mind it at all. It's taught me so much, like I said, but I just don't see myself doing it for the rest of my life. And I want to live on my own terms. Okay, that's another huge thing. I don't want to have to report to work at a certain time. I want to be able to get up and work. I want to work more, you know what I mean? I can't do the 8-hour thing. Clock in, clock out, and then that's it. That's just not me. So that's why I'm trying to build something more special for myself. Not because I hate it. I hear that a lot. You hate the 9 to 5. I hate more the schedule than the actual occupation. I just can't. I appreciate my work. I love my work. Make decent money, but I want so much more.
Like, specialized to that.
Yes. So guess their story and then something special. I think a cool thing would be like how they can give value to you, or like what would they, or like what,
how they would give value to us, or
to you,
to
like
me.
Personally, like going through it,
how you went through it and how I am
going through it. Yeah, we need to like make that clear, because like that's another thing that makes us completely stand out. Market it is like in the description somewhere, it'd be like, if you're someone who's looking to get started, like this is the podcast for you. Let's give ourselves a month with saying that would be awesome if we did it in a month, but if not, it's literally no big deal. Yeah. We could take a year, and I don't give a fuck, because I want it to be good. I want to do it, and I don't care how long it takes as long as we do it. What is up, you guys? It is about 7:15 right now. Kyle left just not too long ago. We were shooting around ideas for the podcast, man. This is the first time I'm announcing it, on video and stuff like that. But Kyle and I are going to start a podcast. It's going to be called the Body Transformation Podcast. And this is something I've been thinking about doing forever. But I wanted to bring Kyle on because I think it would just bring another great perspective to it. You have someone who has done it in myself, and then you have someone going through it right now. And basically the main content of the podcast is going to be bringing guests on who's completed like huge weight loss and body transformations, and the content is going to be that. So they tell their story, and then what makes it special. So we're going to do like our research on them, how they've kept the weight off, what makes it special. We're going to pick something. We got to do our research on them. And then for the episodes that we don't have a guest, it's going to be me and Kyle. It's just going to be like our personal stories or something like that. We're just going to be able to shoot the crap between us. So we already have our first 3 episodes planned out, and the first one is going to be like an intro of like who we are, because not everyone knows what we're doing right now or anything like that, what our stories are. So we're going to describe them, and then we're going to have an episode of the click moment where we're both going to talk about our click moments and why it's so important and stuff like that. And then we're going to talk about growing up the fat kid, or like growing up overweight. So we have our first 3 video idea or podcast ideas, and the huge thing with this is just to practice it, get the routine down, get the technology down, not to make it perfect, but to get our chemistry right, and just to keep working on like the formula and the process of putting together one, splitting the audio, make sure everything's sounding good, getting the right space. We're still working on a space. We're thinking up here in my room, where we usually do our videos, but it's not like the most optimal thing, but we're going to see. And then we shot around some ideas for some like possible segments. So one I came up with is when we grow a bigger following. I hope to look back on this one day and be able to say, we're doing this. Is during the podcast, either where if it's just Kyle and I, or we have a guest on, we want to go like on Instagram Live on our phones so that our followers can jump in that, and then they can ask the guest questions live, or they can ask us questions live. So I think that'd be pretty cool thing to do, or call in or something like that, FaceTime in. I think that'd be really cool. Actually, I just thought of that right on the spot. That'd be even cooler. So yeah, definitely gotta keep that in the clip there. And then we talked about things we also need to figure out. So number one is the equipment. So we know we need microphones. We have a pretty good idea of the ones we want to get, but we need to do more research on it. The best app to like host guests, because we're thinking Skype, but we know the audio doesn't sound awesome with Skype, so we're gonna have to see what the best mode would be with that. And then our cover art. So basically, this is the most important thing when it comes to a podcast because it is the first thing people see, right? Just like a thumbnail on YouTube. Most of the time when you click a video, it's because of the thumbnail. So same thing with a podcast. So what we're thinking is like cartoon versions of ourselves. I think that would be very cool because, like I said, or like I mentioned to Kyle, I think it gives us more of like a... So it tells you that two actual people are doing it. But it gives us like a more approachable, like less intimidating thing of like some dude, posing with abs or something like that. Or like, it's a more welcoming cover art than something opposed to. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but I really like the idea of it. So that's all stuff we need to still get figured out. But we made a lot of headway. We got a lot of things straight on the business side. The podcast is going to be 50-50 between Kyle and I. What is up, you guys? It is October 13th. I'm just going to run through like why and how I do my infographics on Instagram real quick. I've seen tremendous growth since I started doing these, and I'll kind of explain why, and I'll walk you through the process of like how I create them. So I basically start with like a layout like this, and I kind of I have an idea, and then I kind of reverse engineer like how I want to put it together. The most difficult part about this is kind of making it like easily digestible with being able to get all of my content that I want in there, like all of the information that I want in there. What I've been doing recently is like more pictures in the infographics because that makes it like I said, a lot more digestible and a lot more likely to be clicked on in the explore page and everything like that. So I've been kind of putting the pictures up and doing a lot of explaining in the description, so people know they can go to the description for that. And then like if you want just a basic idea of the infographic, it's right here. And like I mentioned before, I like these so much because I'm able to get my idea out within like 5 to 10 seconds, you know what I mean? Otherwise, or if I was doing it in a video, it would take me 12 minutes just because there has to be flow to it. I just can't blur it all out. But with these, it's very straightforward. As you can see here, the reason I'm doing the rectangles here is because that's where I've seen the most success. You can see here, right down the right hand corner, which I think is the coolest thing ever when someone saves my post. That means they literally seen it and thought it was so valuable that they should save it and like save it for later. So that's so cool. But that one has like 65 saves and just a lot of engagement, 120 likes. And as you see, it's very simple, and I think why it's so successful is there's not a lot of writing on it. It's a lot of pictures. I basically wrote the idea and then told the idea with pictures. Now, if you take a look at this one, how to calculate your macros. Now, I think this is like super valuable, right? But looking at it, it doesn't look very easily readable, or digestible at least, you know what I mean? And it might be confusing, I understand it because I did it and I've done this 100 times, but it makes sense to the beginner that this would be a little bit intimidating. So even if I look at my insights, I can tell, how many? 48 saves. That's still pretty good. That's more than I thought. But, not as much as 65. So there's definitely a difference there. And I definitely can tell it's because, the lack of pictures and it might be a little bit more difficult to digest. Now, the ones with Kyle, though, and me or him, those have the most engagement, which I love because this picture is pretty much like the coolest picture about his journey so far. But these ones definitely have the most engagement simply because if you see on the explore page, it jumps out right at you. What is up, you guys? It is Sunday, October 14th, and I just got done taking pictures for Instagram. I basically want to get some pictures of me, because actually I don't have a lot of like recent ones. And also I want of more of like a human connection on there. Okay, so along with the pictures of Kyle and I, the pictures of Kyle, and along with my infographics, I also want pictures of me, just to be more relatable, you know, let everyone know I'm human, that I'm not just like pushing content out, you know, that. And I think with the pictures, I can talk about like more life stuff, the mental side of weight loss and fitness and stuff like that. And I might even play around with it like on Canva later and put some like quotes on it, just kind of see how it looks. Again, just testing whatever gets the most engagement. So I have the most beautiful photographer today, special guest, my mama bear.
Hi.
Teresa Marie Munda. Love you, mama.
Love you too, honey.
Yeah, I'm a mama's boy.